I remember years ago when all these streaming services got announced and people were telling me that Netflix was going to die. They were saying that HBO Max, Disney Plus, Apple TV, all these streaming services were going to come out and people were going to cancel their Netflix subscription and Netflix was going to die. Well, a few years and $80 billion later, here we are. This story has been brewing for weeks, maybe even months at this point, but it was announced a while back that Warner Brothers, including HBO Max and HBO, were looking to sell their company and they were looking to sell their properties. As the story kept developing and we got more updates, it pretty much came down to two large companies, Paramount and Netflix. Over the last few days, it was being reported that Netflix was the new frontrunner for the sale, and as of today, Netflix officially announces that it has acquired Warner Brothers, including HBO Max and HBO, in a deal valued at $82.7 billion. And ever since this deal seems to be made official, rightfully so, everyone is freaking out. Paramount is clearly pissed about the situation as it's being reported that Paramount is looking to launch a hostile bid for Warner Brothers. They feel like their $30 a share all cash offer is higher than what Netflix offered. The Writers Guild of America also opposes this Netflix merger as they say this merger must be blocked. The world's largest streaming company swallowing one of its biggest competitors is what antitrust laws were designed to prevent. The outcome would eliminate jobs, push down wages, worsen conditions for all entertainment workers, raise prices for consumers, and reduce the volume and diversity of content for all viewers. Industry workers, along with the public, are already impacted by only a few powerful companies maintaining tight control over what consumers can watch on television, on streaming, and in theaters. This merger must be blocked. So these billionaires and the owners of these billion-dollar corporations, they're pissed off. The people actually working in the entertainment industry, they're pissed off. And for regular people like me and just the regular viewers that watches Netflix and all these different streaming services and enjoy going to things like a movie theater, which I'll talk about more in a second, a lot of people are pissed off. I don't remember if it's the Netflix CEO, but some high-ranking member at Netflix tried to put out a few statements to make people feel better, and in my opinion, didn't really work. So according to Netflix, they claim that they will continue to release films in theaters. The CEO teases that theatrical length for films will likely be shorter because long exclusive windows aren't consumer friendly. We'll talk more about that in a second. The deal won't close until Q3 2026 after WBD, which I believe is Warner Brothers Discovery, splits its networks into separate companies. HBO Max will be kept around and WB/HBO content will start being added to Netflix. This massive list is just some of the properties that you can expect to make its way to Netflix at some point. You got the classic TV show Friends, the Oceans franchise, the Evil Dead franchise, which I believe they don't actually own, it's just for distribution rights, Mad Max, The Matrix, Beetlejuice, DC Comics. What exactly is going to happen with the James Gunn franchise? Will some of his movies in the future be Netflix exclusives? Can you imagine that? And this goes bigger than just James Gunn. You have all the DC animated stuff. One of my most anticipated movies next year, The Batman 2, even though that movie specifically probably won't be impacted because of the timeline of this deal, but The Batman 3, could you imagine The Batman 3 being Netflix exclusive? But you got Adult Swim, Tom and Jerry, if you're old enough to know what that is, The Jetsons, again, if you're old enough to know what that is, Harry Potter, Scooby-Doo, Rick and Morty, Johnny Bravo is a classic, Looney Tunes, The Hangover, The Conjuring, The Sopranos, Robot Chicken, Mortal Kombat, The Boondocks, Adventure Time, Sex and the City, Final Destination, Cartoon Network. If Netflix adds Ed, Edd and Eddy, bro, I will be so happy. So pretty much expect a lot of classic and legendary films and TV shows to be added to Netflix. Like, this is a huge merger, bro. We're gonna get The Sopranos on Netflix. We're gonna get The Wire. But one of the main things that I wanted to talk about was the co-CEO talking about how people want to actually view movies today. And maybe he's right, maybe he has different research than what I have, but as an old school guy myself, this really pissed me off. So this is actually an old quote, but people have been bringing this back after the announcement of the sale with Netflix and Warner Brothers. But the Netflix co-CEO, Ted Sarandos, previously said that people want to watch movies at home rather than in theaters. What is the consumer trying to tell us? That they like to watch movies at home? Thank you. The studios and the theaters are duking it out, trying to preserve this 45-day window that is completely out of step with the consumer experience of just loving a movie, and I could not disagree with them more. Maybe I'm old school, maybe it's just my age, maybe my demographic is in a minority in this case, maybe they're only focusing on younger people. I can't speak for people between ages 15 and 25, for example, but for me, it is not many things that I enjoy more than going and sitting down in a movie theater. In my apartment, I feel like in most homes today, we all, for the most part, probably have a pretty nice setup. Like in my living room, I have a 55-inch TV with a nice sound bar. It's a pretty good at-home theater experience. But if I have to choose between watching a movie in a real, legitimate, Regal, AMC, whatever type movie theater, or sitting in my apartment, I'd rather go to the movie theater. I saw Oppenheimer in IMAX like 4 or 5 times. That's a lot of money and a lot of hours. I was so excited when they announced that it was coming to streaming. Oppenheimer is one of my favorite movies that I've watched in probably the last 5 years. I have not watched that film once in my apartment. Another movie that I really enjoy, like Killers of the Flower Moon, that movie I think was 3.5 hours long. If I sat down in my apartment and I tried to watch that movie, I don't think I would be able to focus. But the fact that I was sitting in a theater and I was just locked in with this world, I love that movie. I really enjoy going to the movies. I've done a lot of movie reviews on this channel. The reason why I do movie reviews is because I go to the movie theater pretty much almost every Friday. I go to my local Regal. I'm not sponsored by Regal, but if Regal wants to sponsor me, hit me up. I pay for a monthly subscription, so I go and I watch a movie pretty much every Friday. I don't think it's completely fair or simple to just say that people don't want to go to movie theaters anymore, because with today, everything is expensive. Like back in the day, you can watch Netflix at your home for like $10. You can already have all your snacks. You can have your whatever drinks you want to want. If you want to pause the movie, you can go use the bathroom, whatever. You can do that in the comfort of your home for $10. If I can do all of that in my home for $10, for most people, why would I want to pay for a movie ticket that costs $16, $17 to go watch a film that I might not even like? And if you want to see just how ridiculous movie theater prices are, I'm just on the Regal out right now. Let's just say I wanted to go see the new Friday, Five Nights at Freddy movie. For me, since I pay a monthly subscription, it's 50 cents because of the booking fee. But if you don't have a subscription, an adult ticket costs $17.50. Now, I'm gonna go see Avatar when that comes out in a few weeks. I'm gonna actually go see it the Thursday, the day that it comes out. And again, I pay a monthly subscription. So I pay, I think, $20.99, $21.99 a month. If I wanna go see Avatar in IMAX 3D, I still have to pay on top of my monthly subscription $10. If I don't have a monthly subscription, I have to pay $28.99 to watch a movie in IMAX 3D. And I guess they took the feature off because you used to be able to order snacks and stuff on the app and you can see all the prices. But I think movie theater prices, I think the small popcorn in my theater was probably, I'm just guessing, it might even be more. But I'm thinking, I think it was like around $9. Like I feel like the large was like $11.50, $12. I feel like a small drink, I think the last time I went was like $7.99 or $8.99 or something like that. Prices at a movie theater are ridiculous. Like I think all the time, if I'm a younger person, if I'm like 16, 17 years old and I like a girl and I want to take her to the movies, I have to basically beg my parents for a lot of money to be able to buy 2 movie theater tickets. You might, if you're lucky, you might be able to get 1 drink and you can split it if you know, do your thing. And then you're gonna get at least a medium popcorn. Bro, you're gonna spend at least $40, $50 just taking a girl to a movie theater. But to me, it's just scary to think about in a way. And I know they say that movies are still gonna go to a theater, but they've said already that it's gonna be shorter windows. Like when I saw Oppenheimer, I watched Oppenheimer, like I said, 4 or 5 times. That was over the span of like a month. If a movie today only has like a 2-week window, I don't like that. So movie theater prices are already extreme. They're saying that people don't want to go out to movies. They want to watch from the comfort of their home. But you already know what Netflix is going to do, because Netflix has been doing this over the last few years. Netflix is going to raise their prices. It's the same thing that Xbox did whenever they bought Activision and they added Call of Duty and all these other properties to their Game Pass streaming services. If you play video games, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody knew that they're going to raise their prices up. Back in the day when I used to buy Game Pass was like $13 or something like that a month. Today, Game Pass is $30 a month to play video games on Xbox. I think for Netflix right now, I pay for the version with no ads. I think I pay $16. I don't even, it's on auto pay. I think I pay $15, $16 for no ads. I would not be surprised if when this stuff gets added, it's gonna be $20, $25. People are getting priced out. Like, people don't want to go to the movie theater and spend all this money. And this Netflix getting all of this content, they're going to try to force you and funnel you to go subscribe to their Netflix streaming service. If you don't go see a movie in 2 weeks, you're gonna go sign up for Netflix. Because what I would imagine is the way that some people are gonna look at it, if I gotta choose between buying a movie theater ticket, let's just say it's me and my wife, we want to go see the new Batman movie. That's gonna be, if his tickets are $17, that's gonna be over $30 right there. You probably gonna want to get drinks, probably gonna want to get snacks. You're gonna probably spend $50 just to watch a movie. So you can watch one movie and get a full experience with popcorn, drinks, and all that for about $50. Or you can sit at home and watch on your couch for, let's just say at some point it gets to $25 a month. Some people are going to choose the $25 a month for an entire month of content over one night in which they spend $50, $60. It's so much that we just have to wait and see. I mean, if you know anything about America and capitalists, we kind of know how this will end. I mean, I don't know for the consumer standpoint what would be considered a success because the price is going to go up. But I would imagine some shows are going to get canceled. Just like the Writers Guild said, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. This is a big deal. This is a really big deal. Like I said, I'm alarmed that it's so many of these billion-dollar companies, especially if you've been paying attention with stuff like artificial intelligence, and these companies just sending money back and forth. There's billions and billions of dollars while people are out starving. That's a whole different topic, but this is crazy. And we just have to wait and see what happens with some of our favorite properties, and will they be impacted, which we know they will be, but how? We gotta wait and see. But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. We talk about a bunch of different things in this channel. What are your thoughts on this topic? Are you excited about it? Am I being too negative? Like, are you excited about movies having shorter movie theater lengths and just going straight to Netflix? Or do you even like going to the movie theater? I love going to the movie theater. Let me know in the comment section below. Love you guys as always. Remember to tell somebody that you love them. Until next time, see you in the next live.